So actually, because we know Midas, you know Midas in
Yeah,
depth, and we
right.
also work with students from
Absolutely.
Midas Bangalore.
Right.
A lot of kids we talk with, all between 18 to 24, all these
Yeah.
students, they are from family business background, but somewhere, let's say 8 out of 10, 10 students that we
Right.
interview, they don't want to go back to their family business.
Yeah, actually, I mean, like, yeah, like I
Yeah,
told you,
they
right?
want to either start something of their
Correct.
own, or they will go to a MNC for a job,
Correct.
or most of them wants to
Hmm.
start something of their own.
Hmm.
So instead of going back to the family business.
Hmm.
So my question is, right now, as you said, 80, 70, 80% of our economy is based on family businesses. So how to make the family businesses fancy again? How to make, it's a
Correct.
aspiring career.
Yeah.
So what do you think, how that works?
No, this is a
Yeah,
really interesting question.
yeah,
And like you mentioned, I mean,
yeah.
we were having obviously a session yesterday, and I was talking to one of those participants, right?
Okay.
And I asked him, you have such a fancy family business, you
Yeah.
have such a great family business,
Mhm.
but you are still not determined
Yeah.
to go back.
Mm.
What is the reason? Why is it? He said that I want to try out certain projects,
Mm.
right? But my father does not support me, right?
Okay.
He doesn't give me access to capital,
Right.
and even if I put my ideas before him, he doesn't really take it seriously, right?
Mm.
Now, I I know only this much,
Mm.
right? And I don't want to draw conclusions on it. I
Yes.
don't want to say that the son is right, or I don't want to say that the father is right. But I just want to make a general principle,
Yes.
right? Uh, what happens, especially in India, right? I've seen this in many cases, and I'm not generalizing that. Most of the times, parents expect that if we give you some directions,
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to follow it blindly. That is
Right.
point number one, right?
Right.
So in this case, I'm assuming that the father would have expected that if I've told you to do this business,
Mm.
simply just go ahead and follow my direction. Don't try to be creative.
Right.
Don't try to apply your own mind, right? Now, the reason for that is that the previous generation was trained like that, right? Probably it's quite possible the grandfather would have done that with the father, and the father would have accepted it, right? But the times were different, right? Today the times are different. The third generation, this son would have probably looked at some things. He has certain ideas and he wants to try them out, right? Now, if I ask you whether it's right or wrong, we all might have different answers. My answer is that it's very important that you try your own thing out, right? And you let your kids try their own things out,
Yes.
right? And at the same point of time, you try to understand their mindset. Why? Because it's quite possible that they have some ideas which are actually very valuable.
Right.
Now, the only way to test an idea, whether it's valuable or not, you have to execute it.
Right.
You have to try it out, right?
Try it
It's
out.
very similar to learning swimming. It's very similar to learning how to cycle,
Yes.
right? Until and unless you sit on a cycle, right? You put some pedals on,
Yeah.
you go a little ahead, you fall a few times,
Yeah.
right? You won't really know how cycling is,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Now, here the father feels that he's probably going to burn my money,
Yeah.
right? He's
Yeah.
probably going to waste some money. He's probably going to try some projects which won't really work.
Yes.
I say that this should be totally fine, right? Now, tell me one thing. If this kid would have asked you that I want to go to the US, right, and study probably and spend a crore on it, right? You would have been happy doing it.
Right.
You would have been really happy doing it, right? If you are able to spend so much on their education, right, why not invest something in their projects, right? And you can keep a cap on it, right? You can keep a cap on it. For example, I'm not going to give you more than 1 lakh rupees. I'm not going to give you more than 3 months, right? You can set a cap on the time limit, you can set a cap on the amount, but let them try their things out, right?
Yes.
So when you try to do your own projects,
Yeah.
you learn a lot more than
Yes.
what somebody tries to tell you,
Teach you.
follow you, and you try to follow it blindly, right? So you learn from your own experiences,
Yes.
right? And there's this old saying, the doer alone learns.
Yes.
That the person who does it learns
Yeah.
the most,
Yeah.
learns the most. And I think that fathers in family business should be motivating their sons or daughters probably to do as many things as they can so that they learn from it, right? This is the most important thing that, and you would see that we do this at Midas.
Right.
This is
right.
absolutely what we do at Midas, that we really want you to come up with ideas, come up with projects, and we are there just to guide you. I might tell you the pros and cons of it, but eventually I will urge you to try it. You
Yes.
might fail, but you will learn a lot, and you can apply those learnings back into your family business, right? And when you encourage this more attitude, try things out, fail, it's totally fine. Have your own side project, work on it, but at the same point of time, respect your family business. This attitude of coexistence
Yeah.
is the only way to make it fancy again. Otherwise, you will see that there will be a rift. The father will keep forcing, the son will keep hating, and then it's going nowhere. So I think it's better to let people try things out.
Right.
Eventually, within a few years, they'll come back and they will find their way, and they will respect the family business, because it is the family business which
Yes.
supported them
Yes.
in the beginning, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the circle will eventually complete.
Right, definitely.